It's time for your daily dose of Cyberpunk 2077 news updates. Today we've got some new information about those patches that are going to be rolling out. Also, yes, CD Projekt RED goes on to bash a hater of Cyberpunk 2077 in the most glorious way. I love it. We're going to be taking a look at that as well. And also taking a look at that pretty infamous GameSpot review. A lot of controversy has come from that one as well. It's spilled out into a whole controversial thing. So we're going to talk about that as well. And you better believe it, go over your top comments. So leave a comment down below. It could end up right here in a video. Hey everyone, what's happening? Open World Games here. Hope you're doing good. And let's do this. It is almost release day. Can you believe it? It is almost time to play some Cyberpunk 2077. Now, I'm going to be streaming it. See the link in the description below if you want to check out my streams, join in. I hope to stream it today early, so we'll see what happens with that. I'm trying to get my copy working. I do have a review copy. Special thank you to Facebook Gaming and CD Projekt RED for that, but we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, check this out. There's a driver update. This is super important for those of you playing on PC. If you want it running really smoothly, check your NVIDIA drivers. Get it updated no matter what. I've already got mine updated and your experience will be much better because we've heard controversial stuff about how the PC performance has been. This apparently is going to be addressing a lot of those performance issues. Now also, what about patches for Xbox One, PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC? Check this out. This is from Fabian from CD Projekt RED. He says this, as many people have been asking, console preload includes day 0 update, which is basically the day 1 patch, and game unlocks at midnight without additional downloads. Now on PC at 1 a.m. CET on GOG, players will have to download a couple hundreds of megabytes. Steam Epic is going to be around 2 to 3 gigs. So that's what you're going to be expecting with those initial updates. Furthermore, he goes on to say this, box copies on PC and Xbox, it'll download 2-in-1 game and patch, around 60 gigs on PC and 75 on Xbox One. PlayStation game and patch will download separately, around 110 gigs in total. Apologies for not answering to all the DMs. It's so many of them. So he has cleared up a lot there with the actual patches and download, specifications for those updates. So there you go. And remember, this is really important right here. This is super important. It is confirmed that with these patches installed, it is going to be a different game with the console update. Yes. So it's going to be a very different game from what a lot of these reviewers have been experiencing and what have been reports about the bugs. So a lot of those bugs are going to be smushed and crushed. Now, check this out. This is freaking hilarious. I love it. So, Adrian says this. Fun fact, your game is going to die in less than a year if you don't bring multiplayer. And this is what he's saying to Cyberpunk 2077 official Twitter account. The Witcher official Twitter account got into this and said, okay. I find this so freaking hilarious because obviously The Witcher has become one of the most successful franchises, not only in gaming, but also in terms of a TV series. We're getting Witcher Season 2. So I love how they kind of bash haters that are saying single player games have no place in gaming. It has to be multiplayer. I remember Shroud recently actually bashed the fact that this is a single player game. Oh, it should die in a month. I'm paraphrasing what he said. And he also went on to say that he hopes that it actually dies within a month because it's single player. So I guess a single player game doesn't deserve our time beyond a month, which is absolutely ridiculous. And I think also very rude to the developers that have worked so hard on this game. So yeah, let me know your opinion about that. Single player games are here to stay. Narrative driven stories are here to stay. They are going nowhere. In fact, they are many times more successful than multiplayer games. All right, let's keep going. Let's talk about that. Ooh, this one hurts. That horrible GameSpot review. You can see right here that it was not well received. Has 11,000 downvotes and only 3,400 upvotes. And this review did not go well at all. There was a lot of things said in the review about how the world building just doesn't feel right, or it doesn't make sense. They didn't understand all the mechanics or didn't use the mechanics in the game. And it was just a strange review, to be honest with you. I did highlight it in my review video. They did make note of the bugs and the problems, of course, which were mentioned in many other reviews, which scored the game 9 out of 10. But yeah, as a result of this review, a lot of harassment has been going on towards GameSpot specifically, as noted here. It says, yes, the GameSpot review was not good or even well thought out, but you do not harass the reviewer with death threats and misogynistic, comments on her Instagram. Don't do that, guys. Just do not do that. It says this: we can all agree the GameSpot review had many glaring problems, but the comments that I have been seeing on her Instagram page, telling her to kill herself, calling her a dishwasher, do these guys really want so bad to make the world's view of gamers right? I love the game, but it's just a game. You don't go around telling people to kill themselves because they didn't like it or had issues with it. However absurd their claims, have an ounce of freaking decency. Well said right there. Just don't stoop so freaking low to say such horrible things to a reviewer, even if you disagree with their review, of course. Everyone has their own opinion. But it's interesting because, you know, a lot of people disagree with the GameSpot review. I think that also leads into this right here as well. We got to talk about this in relationship to the GameSpot review. It says this: the way that Cyberpunk 2077 development and reviews have been handled signals that the mainstream gaming media needs to change their approach to reviewing games, and game development needs to change. This is an interesting one. Sound off how you feel about this, because a lot of reviewers have been rushing through the game just to get a review out, and they're just slapping scores on the game, whether or not it has problems, whether or not it has the patch installed. You know, there's a lot going on here with these reviews, and it's definitely an interesting situation considering that this game has been in development for 8 years, and I think a lot of reviewers are wanting to respect Projekt RED considering their pedigree and, you know, give them the benefit of the doubt. But this is what the post says. It says, I'm beyond hyped for Cyberpunk. It's preloaded from GOG, just teasing me with the play button that works. Regardless if you are a diehard fan or not, the way that reviews have been handled by the media is misguided, and the way that CD Projekt Red handled it, is downright deceitful. Let me know if you guys agree with this or not. PC reviewers were not allowed to use their own footage. Tom's Hardware was asked to have their benchmarks removed due to poorly implemented DRM. No console copies were sent out for review. And there's reason for that. None of them have the day one patch. So the question is, should they have waited until the day one patch was issued so that people could review it then? That's what I'm asking you guys. Let me know what you think. Should reviewers be forced to wait for the updates? Furthermore, it says this: in the latest trailer published yesterday, the trailer published 2 weeks ago, and even the trailers from 5 months ago, they all end with the same thing: pre-order. They are actively marketing and asking for you to pre-order regardless of day 1, 2, 3 patches. They are asking you to pre-order something that comes as a physical item for most people getting it. When Cyberpunk 2077 went gold, then they should have had the game in a state that it would be sent to reviewers. Instead, from leaked footage. By leaked footage, I mean that this is gameplay footage of the data that shipped with the physical copy for Xbox uploaded before release day. So if someone lives out in the sticks with barely good internet or do not have reliable access to the internet, then that is the game they have. That's also a very noteworthy point. Some people, and I think that might be a very, very minority, might be stuck without those patches. We can see that this game was not ready to ship at all, period. I really want your feelings about this game. You know, I think we got to wait for that the patches to roll in and see how the game is performing, you know, from streamers, from basically the perspective of fans, but, you know, we'll see. Furthermore, it says this: things need to change. This is one of the most hyped games I've ever seen, but I feel so many people on PS4 and Xbox One are just being lied to and are set for disappointment. Some probably will be so disappointed that they will be in disbelief and think something is wrong. We have yet to see what's going on with PS4 and Xbox One, and I really do want to see what's going on with those consoles. Things need to change, even if it is an industry-wide gentleman's agreement. Reviews should be made from the gold standard. Publishers should get the review copy a month before release. Every launch platform should have review copies distributed. In addition to that, gaming media should not publish a review of a game they have not had adequate time to review and give it a score. Reviews should not take into account patches, coming in the future. That's also really a very good point right there, is you shouldn't base a review off of something you have not experienced. However, with that being said, once again, a lot of these reviewers are saying, yeah, the game has bugs, it's like a Skyrim, but right here, the core game is amazing. They're also basing this off of the pedigree with CD Projekt RED fixing and addressing issues with Witcher 3, which quickly became one of the best games ever made in many people's minds. So yeah, they're relying on that sort of trust based on the review, and I get that. I do get that. So I'm trying to understand both perspectives here. Furthermore, it says this: it's just insane the amount of hype this game has with its troubled development of being delayed 3 times. People working 6 work weeks since September, with the game being delayed again during that period. Reports of people looking physically ill making a video game, and for all that work, the videos above are what shipped on that disc. Interesting stuff. Says the problem, and this is a response to that post, says the problem with the month before release is a situation like Cyberpunk, where obviously the game wasn't in a good state a month ago considering the delay. So the reviewers get an unfinished, buggy game, and they either have to trust CD Projekt RED will fix it and not mention it in the review, or just wait to play it. Both are terrible options. Unfortunately, a lot of these devs are squashing bugs at the 11th hour. So on both sides of the fence, when you look at press, reviewers, and then also the development team, everyone is put in a tough spot, especially considering that CD Projekt RED wants this game to be successful right near Christmas, that key time where the game will sell exceptionally well. So yeah, do you guys think it is proper with how the reviews have been handled for Cyberpunk 2077? Please sound off. Now, a note from the developers. This is really cool, and I totally agree with this one. This comes from Miles Tost of CD Projekt RED, who says, before you jump into Cyberpunk 2077 today, remember, this is not a race. Night City can be pretty intense, and it is okay to slow down and take your time. I hope you enjoy what we have been cooking up for you. We really put a lot of heart into it. Heart icon. Have fun. Couldn't agree more. So sit back, relax when you get the game, enjoy it, take it in for what it is. Remember, it's not going to be perfect. They will be patching it along the way and listening to feedback and that sort of thing. And again, I'm going to keep you guys in the know as to what is going on with updates and patches going forward. All right, now it's time for your top comments. Remember to leave a comment down below for a chance for it to end up in a future video. Let's do this. First comment, well, this is from me. This is what I asked. I asked you guys this right here. So tell me, what type of character are you going to build? Katana wielding badass, hacker friendly stealth build? And I got some replies here. Renan says this: I'd like to pay respect for the fallen gamers who couldn't get the game. I hope they spawn in a better place. And he has a very good point right there as well. Yeah, and I also think that they would want you to also enjoy the game, you know, and just take it in and really enjoy it for sure. But a lot of you also commented that you would be building, you know, no mount builds and melee builds. And yeah, I'm going to be going corpo. Let me know again what build you will be going with. Now, the Misty Blue Lounge says this: my house is the cleanest it's ever been in anticipation for this game. Christmas shopping done, food stocked up, house decorated, and I'm absolutely ready to completely check out for a week or 2. Hell yes, they are ready to go with Cyberpunk 2077. Furthermore, we have James W. says, my wife made fun of me for taking time off work for this release. I come to find out she's been figuring out her own character build for this game behind my back. She's a keeper. Absolutely. That is freaking hilarious. And you know what? There is going to be Cyberpunk multiplayer. So in the future, it looks like you and your wife will be actually ready to play this game together. So that's going to be cool. Leo says this is not a game for indecisive people. Me. My decision making alone will be more hours than the main story. I know, that's what I'm kind of worried about, is just sitting there, you know, wondering what choice I will decide and what the consequences will be. It's going to be very, very interesting to see the divergent paths in this game, which are going to be leading to multiple endings. There's 3 that are known, and there might be more. So we're going to be discovering a lot of stuff through the lifetime of this game, for sure. But thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for more Cyberpunk 2077 news updates. I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. And I always enjoy reading your comments, so don't be afraid to leave a comment down below for a chance, again, for it to end up in a future video. All right, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care.